Pallengney went down slowly, not in flames, but in paperwork. Dragged into court over land laws older than my grandfather. Langford, the cause of all this, smiled while the judge signed away our lives. They called it compensation, $85,000 to help us transition. But after the lawyers, taxes, Langford's penalties, and remortgaging in the new town, I'm about $350,000, still counting, in the hole. Even my old pickup gave up on me. Broke down for the last time outside Pallengney. I sold it to a bloke for the price of the push mower in the back. Figured that was fair considering the condition it was in. Now with nothing left but a ticket and a dream, it's time to head for the train. Next stop, Méchet. A new town, a new fight, maybe a chance to start over. Now with nothing left, welcome to my new series, From Debt to Dirt. Hello gang, and welcome to our brand new Rags to Riches series, Debt and Dirt. Following on from Pallengney. Now Pallengney ended kind of abruptly because I had a lot of things going on in the background in that time of my life, so the series kind of ended, but I wanted to continue the series on through. So the intro that you guys just had about Langford found a loophole in Pallengney's land records basically, and he took land from myself, Walter and David and a couple of others around Pallengney. So that's forced us into here, Méchet, which actually is the next town. If you have a look at our train tracks, Pallengney, right? We just came from Pallengney and we are now in Méchet. This is the property we have mortgaged. We've got a $355,000 hole in our bank account mortgaged out for this property, plus this bit of spring crop we've got down in here, this spring wheat we've got in this field. This field is ours, and the field just up to the north of us. Let's have a look at those now. Field 88 and field 87 are ours. Field 88 has actually got mustard in it. If we have a look, M for mustard. Yeah, we're kind of a bit all over the place with the, there we go, mustard, right? Mustard. And we've got spring wheat in this, which seems to be at the top. Spring wheat is in that one. We're going to be using our spring wheat today. We got very lucky having this here in our field. You don't always get the crop you want starting out. We did. A couple of bits of machinery here. Let's have a look before we kick into what's around here. But we've got the old Foresight E514. That's about as all I can tell you. Damage 65%. Oof. Oof. This thing is in dire needs of repairs. It's got 187 hours on the clock. How many months is it? Whoa, 224 months? Holy snapping duckfish. Whoa, a lot of our equipment has a lot of months on it. Right, so we've got ourselves a seeder here. Very standard run-of-the-mill old seeder. We've got a cultivator here. Right. All the stuff's been well used, you can tell. Oh, there's the tractor with the front loader attached. Nice. That looks all brand new. The tractor is very second-hand. I don't know how many hours are on this. 186 also. My God. Nice, though. Good tractor. I don't know the power output. We got a little trailer here. It looks like the fold side right down, so we can get a bale trailer out of that also. What's the capacity of that? Don't know. I guess we'll find out when we go through. Looks like we've got a bit of a round baler here. Nice. Oh, we got a mower. We got a cutter. All right. Very well used cutter. A set of blades. Is that all we have? Is that all? I think it came with a plow and a tank. So just in here, we've got just this here is actually a flour mill. However, if you have a look in here, we've actually bought ourselves a snail farm. So we can actually go ahead and put our spring wheat plus 3 limestone into this big mixer up here. And I'll show you guys how to do it very soon. It's all going to be a learning process for us. But for all of us watching on, if you want to play this and you're wondering how you do all the snail stuff, we'll stick around, pay attention the next few episodes because we're going to get into it. In fact, we may not get into the full snail stuff of it just yet. Here's our tanker. Oh, that's a nice tanker. Don't know how old it is, but it's definitely looks in good nick. And we've got the plow down here. Definitely seen some better days, but it's looks like it works. Right, so these are all our snail houses, or our where we actually set up to grow the snails. Yep, we grow them. Right down the end we have, actually we're going to have to go straight into this construction mode straight off the bat, and I'll show you why. Basically, because the nearest water that we can get pulled from, I think, is down near the BGA, which ain't the easiest road to get to. There's the dam, the river and the creeks down here, but we can't actually pull from those to use for our snails. We are going to have to run our own, and I think we're going to put up the windmill. Yep, we're going to put the windmill up, and I think we're going to put you up. And now, a couple of things we want to do here. I am going to put this as close as I can to here. Maybe a slight little gap. I could put it over there. I'm going to put it here. Right. The other things we are going to want coming soon, because I plan on refixing this field. So we're actually going to take the trees from our property here. We're going to cut down all these trees, and I'm going to fix that field up, right? So we get the full punch of that field. We may end up taking some of the trees out of here, because I do want to get this in. Now, I thought about putting that sawmill in. That is the vanilla one. There is another one that I've got here. That's all the biogas plants. Oh, here it is here. The small sawmill. So this here will be going in at some point down here. Whether or not it might even just sit there, you know. We might clear some space out and have some more room. But I am going to want another one of these greenhouses down here, right? Oh, don't sell that. So we've got to grow lettuce in here for our snails in there. Now, I also want to get some garlic, right? The garlic is going to help us with our kitchen over here eventually. So what we've got is a whole process system to set up to be able to cook the snails. We have a look here. So we've got cooked snails with butter, garlic, and snails. So the butter, we're going to have to get back into our goats. Now, if you don't remember, now, don't worry, if you haven't watched the Pallengney series, you don't have to watch this series, but I will reference it sometimes. Actually, I want this. I won't worry about the front loader attached at the moment. Yeah, so, what I'm going to do is hitch this trailer up. Yeah, well, I will reference it sometimes, and that reference is we were getting goats right towards the end there, and I think we're going to start goat's milk, and potentially, I'm hoping with the goats we can use that for making butter. Goat's butter. Sure, if that's a thing. I don't know if it's a thing or not. Let's get you set up over here. Now, there's a couple of things we're going to need to buy. Just leave you ticked off like that. I think this trailer's pretty cool, actually. There's this tractor. I haven't been in an open canopy tractor for quite a while. I do like it, being out in the fresh air. All right, let's get this big puppy out. Oh man, it is in dire needs of repairs. I wonder how often it got used towards the end of its cycle. I guess we'll never know. Oh, but basically, we need to get a conveyor belt ogre system or orb system, which is going to have to feed our grain basically up into that silo that we've got there. What we'll do is we'll get a bit of grain, because we don't have to do it straight off the bat, but we are going to have to make a trip down towards. A bit closer. There we go. Lovely. Just adjust my mic. It's in the way of my screen a little bit. Nice. Geez, this is an old paint job, isn't it? It's got the old brown, mission brown windshield. Oh my god, look at the interior. It's got that old, like, leathery, suede brown interior stitched. Oh my, that is... I have not seen interior like that for a long, long time. Right. So we're just going to here. Probably want to go with the auger sticking out, right? So this here, our pipe, we want it to have it on the outside. So I'm going to have to run around the field anti-clockwise. No, I'm going to have to run around the field clockwise. I apologize. Let's get you down. I'm going to go like this as well. Okay. All right. There we go. I thought for a minute there it was telling us we didn't have access to the land. And then I realized that it was talking about the footpath, which is owned by the council. So that makes sense. Right. We'll do a couple of these trips and then we'll pause there. We will try and finish this field today. But we are going to need to take the tractor and go and pick ourselves up a conveyor belt system at some point. We can use... We don't have to buy it. We can use this. And in fact, maybe we should. Oh my god, is that wild pigs? But G-O-G, this thing... It's not going to make it up this hill, is it? Oh, this is a bit of a stretch. Oh, where we should be in straw swathing. Let's go with that. Yeah, we want to be picking up our bales. We've got to make as much money as we can early on. Right, there we go. We're straw swapping now. It was only the first couple of little strips, so that's nothing too bad. Right. My gosh, I don't think we'll be going uphill anymore. Come on, 40. We'll call you 40. Or we'll just call you Shred. Geez, that harvester, that's pretty shred, that one. Hey, we're off the beaten track as well. That's okay. I think we need to do what we can to help this out. Yes, clearly things are not going to happen very fast with this combine harvester. It will not. It is the kind of combine harvester where you put your earphones in, you sit back, and you just go around till you need to tip it out into that trailer. It's very much one of those combines. Right, shall we get into this a little bit? We'll do it till we've filled up our first trailer load. And then we'll go ahead and look at what it's going to take. Actually, just pause here for a sec. Let's just do that. Let's have a look at the prices of a couple of things here now. So price-wise, if we have a look at snails, now it's going to be... Oh, we've got cooked snails right here. Holy moly. Over 10,000. I was going to say, because I don't know how much butter is early on. 3,000 a pallet. We can get it at the cheapest price. We're kind of in between, halfway between cheapest and most expensive. I mean, there's only $600 between it. Cheapest place is going to be the square market, by the look of it, and potentially the longhouse. So that's the butter that we need. The garlic we can grow. I'm contemplating putting down our own, another small greenhouse. Man, this thing is shaking and moving. Oh, wow. So just what I'm thinking, can we just have a look here for a sec? It should be under production, should it not? Greenhouse. Now, we've got a small tarp greenhouse, but maybe we can grow the garlic in an outdoor one. It's 8,000 for that. Ooh, that's expensive. They're mushroom ones. That's that one. I mean, we probably should go with the same type, should we not? We've already spent 10K on that. I mean, you could. I mean, we could sit this one out the back here. Where do you... I would assume along the side, yeah, for the pickup. I mean, do you dare put one just here? Or do you say, hey, maybe we should get one up that way? And I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe we'll just grow garlic and lettuce in the same one, but I do know that we need a bit of garlic. Let's continue with this anyway. We'll do it. We'll drop our first sort of time lapse in here and then we'll get back and we'll play around with all that stuff after. Okay, we're just going to put a little pause in the time lapse here. Now, I've been filling up the trailer and I have a full hopper here. But what I'm going to show you actually is a way you can unload this. Make sure it's got to be spring wheat. You cannot use winter wheat in this production chain. But basically, we can use the orb or the pipe system here on the combine harvester, and we can pour directly into the actual flour mill. So I don't have to do what I'm going to do. I am going to buy a pipe system though. We are going to do it. We're going to set this up properly to be going. Because if I ever run this with a worker, I don't want to have the, you know, the workers in the combine. You know, I have to be in the pickup, or in the tractor, I should say, dropping the grain into the pickup. But basically, if you see here, we can now pour all that grain in there. Now, if I just show you here while that's pouring away, you will see here spring wheat is the one that's going there. See, it's updating. Now, for our snail feed, you can do either snail feed with spring wheat, oat, sorghum, spring barley. They're the only 4 crops you can use to make the snail feed. We're doing it with the spring wheat, which is 1 by 3 times limestone, which is 5 times snail feed. So, is that still going? That should be empty. So that is one way we can do it. The other way I plan on doing it is by buying, because I never use these very often. So I feel like I want to do it. Not that this isn't the correct way. Like, if you just own this and you had that, I'm pretty sure you would do it this way to save yourself money. But I don't think the system we want is overly expensive. We are on a budget. It's under belt systems. I'm pretty sure you can use this one. It's 18,000 though. We're gonna split the difference and use this one. Those are 3 miles. That's the price. We don't need it to, though. We need it to just do what it's going to do. I'm going to go ahead and buy that one. We're going to buy that. Now, with this, with the way we are, we do have the option of hire purchasing, FYI. I also do have the ability to send the feelers out. Also to, like we did last time, be able to basically get a broker to go out and find us used equipment that we might or might not need. I've really backed myself into a corner here. I hope I can get out of here. Swing tight, swing tight. There we go. Lovely. Right, so let's get the worker going around on here for a moment. Then we'll come back and take over. I want to go get that system. I also want to pick up some pallets of... and this is going to be interesting. I want to pick up some pallets of lime. I'll show you where you have to buy those from, because you do have to buy them from a specific place. Yeah, you can do the headlands first. Start with the headlands. Okay. Off you go. You should pick that up from where we are, I would hope. Lovely. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to leave our trailer just here. And we're going to boost down to the store. Actually, we want to put the front loader on because I'm going to need to put... We need to pick up some pallets of lime. So the specific pallets, you need these specific pallets for this. Because this is a modded crop, we use the modded product to go with it. Okay, don't go to the John Deere store. Don't go to the regular workshop. So just don't go to here to buy your lime for this, okay? We're not buying the lime from here. Conversely, we're not buying pallets of lime like that. We're not buying any other lime from this store, right? The store you actually have to buy it from is this store down here, and it's called the Brickoden, okay? Brickoden, however it's pronounced. We also buy our snail breeders, right? So snail breeders, if we have a look in, actually just go to here, Ham. Snail breeders, if you have a look, actually go, if we look at the snail breeding greenhouse, so you put the snail breeders in, which cost us X amount of dollars per pallet. We put our lettuce in, our snail feed, and water, and then we get to outgoing snails, which we can then take over there and cook. But we don't have butter, and we don't have that sort of stuff. So, look, I think what we might do early on is we might risk it, getting some butter just to see how the operation goes. When you think about this, it's going to cost us X amount of dollars for the snails. We don't know how much they're going to cost yet. X amount for the lime bags, okay, and then X amount for butter pallets. So all this is going to add up. So say for one, so we're going to have to break down our costs. Already I can tell that a $10,000+ pallet of snails, at the end of the day, when you break down the costs of the other pallets to produce one, we'll give it a go. We'll have a look, see if we're making any money. But at the end of the day, we want to get the farm up and running enough so we can be producing our own butter, our own garlic, lettuces, which we're going to do, which is really going to help us be able to kick along and make a bit of profit in this series. And do some other cool productions and so forth. We're not just going to stick to the snails. We will do other productions. And it's half the fun of farming sim. We're going to drive down this road. I believe this is the road that will take us to the place we want to go to. The BritCon. Which I think is down to the... I'm so lost. Or is this the BritCon here? Oh, I am so lost. I can't believe... oh, it's this way. Turn a right here and go all the way to the end of the road. By the way, the number plates stand for VH VanHam. 19/9 is actually the 19th day of the 9th month. That's how we write it here in Australia. For the rest of you in the world, you write it the month and the day. But that is Hank's birthday, 19th day of the 9th month. Hank Hamlet. That's my doggo for those of you that don't know. So that's a little nod, that little number plate there. Here it is, the BritCon. Assume the entrance is just here. I don't know how this is going to go with... I do have some wheel weights on this, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. How many pallets of this stuff can we buy? Fabric clothes, cementing bags, cement barrel, bucket, bathtub. My God! Limestone. These are the ones you want. Only from this place, these limestone bags. The Brickadin. I gotta remember that, not the Brid coin. The Brickadin. And, oh, breeding snails. 2,400 euro per. Wow. And these are, see, these are 750 per. So this is, so you're looking at per pallet. We're looking at 3,150. You know, I think we're going to be profitable, even by purchasing it. Let's grab 4 of these today. Are we going to buy the breeding snails? Yes, but not today. So that's 3,000 euros worth of lime. Oh, we're going to have to open these gates. I mean, it is... Oh, it's 2:45 in the afternoon. My God, we must have been lunchtime by the time we started, was it, today? If we can come in this way. Oh, crap sandwich. Wait, what if we... idea... What if we go to third person first, so we can see what we're doing? Give me as much time spread as you can. Oh, yeah. Okay. How low can we... Oh, not low at all. Yeah, we need the weight of that orb straight up. Keep saying it's an orb. It's a conveyor system. Oh, these aren't going to last on here. These are going to fall off. Slow and steady wins the race. Let's go pick up our conveyor belt system. Oh, this is not made easy by the fact that we are literally tipping over forward. Oh, here's the shop just up here. I can. Oh, we're crab walking down the street. There we go. I got the rears back on, but at the cost of scraping the pallets along the ground. Oh, there's a bit of a hop in there. All right. I'm hoping that this will allow us to now be fine. I think we attach it from the front. I've never really... you have to drive these around to position them. Well, you can back it in, actually. But I'm pretty sure we just hitch it at the front here. On that little tag point. Yeah. Okay, please be enough for us to... Oh, okay. We've got a little bit of weight on the back. It's not brilliant, but it's better than what we had. Still want to... Oh, we're going to lose something for sure. All right, first part done, but it was just flat road. Next part of this job, this drive, is dirt road. Second part of the job, the drive, done. Oh no, I spoke too soon. Heads up in the chat also. Whoa, whoa, whoa! So, I might have had an accident into a telegraph post, and we might be just hanging on here, Phil, the way I've picked it up. Either way, this is not conducive to a fast... Hey, we're cruising now. Our poor worker will have been absolutely just waiting for so long for us as well. What we'll do, we're going to have to put these pallets down. I'm just going to put them over here. Maybe like this. We're going to have to feed them in. So put them there. Reverse it in as best we can. Okay, into there like that. And we'll have a go at setting this up. I'll go empty the trailer load first. I think about there's pretty good actually, so we'll go there. Okay, let's go and get the trailer and unload the next load of grain also. We're going to have to do the lettuces for the water. We really should have done that now to get those lettuces growing right now. But, hey, we're sort of learning, right? We're learning the processes of how all this works. If I back this trailer in, it's going to do some damage to the crops. So I don't really want to. I'm just going to say, hey, get out of there. And I'll get you off running again while I unload this. I know this might be the full extent of this load. Then we can go back up and have another look at our snails while we get this going. I'm also going to need to get those lettuces up and running ASAP. Even if we just get 1 barrel of water in it, I think we should do that. Right, we're not quite full, but we're full enough. Oh, that thing sounds like it's missing a cylinder, and it's probably only running on 1 cylinder to begin with. It's definitely lumpy and chugging away. It doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound the way a motor should, trust me. Okay. So, look, this thing, it's only 2-wheel drive. It's doing a fair decent haul up this hill, considering. Okay, before we manage to go and do anything else, I'm going to leave that trailer there. We're going to go pick up this water one. Right. So, we're going to head down and fill up with some water. We'll do a couple of loads of this, and I want to get back and set up that the conveyor belt system so we can get our grain up and in there. So if we just come around here, I'm really thinking we should... Hey, it works a treat. Fill up, which we can. And then we just got to literally run around. This is going to be much better to do it this way. Just spend the 10,000 for our windmill. And I love the big windmill. It reminds me of, it's such an Australian thing seeing a windmill like that. Those windmills are all over Australia. Okay, so while that's pouring out into there, we're going to activate garlic, actually lettuce, and a little bit of garlic. We don't need the garlic running all the time. This is why, like, we are running a large one, but this is why I think we should probably get a second greenhouse. Because, hey, if we got 2 going on, at the end of the day, you know, we can always sell off extra product. And it comes whoosh. Couldn't see what I was doing. We'll just leave it. We'll leave it there. Right, let's go grab the. We're gonna have to empty that. We're gonna have to empty that. I don't think I've got a silo here either. Unless that's the silo there. Let's just have a look at our map, see if we got a silo storage here. What are you? You are a stone shed with silo. Let's see if we can empty this here. Or maybe we should just see if we can get this going. So what you got to do is you got to get in this. You got to start it up like any other vehicle. It's pretty well lined up there. I'm going to just say, let's go backwards. No, backwards is this way. I think that's probably enough. Now you have to get your orbs orbing, your spirals orbing. So we go Control I, right? If you don't know, if you hit F1, Control I is basically unload when there's nothing to unload. Right, now what that should allow us to do in theory, is now, actually the good thing would be to probably activate this too. We're doing spring wheat, lime, and 5 snail feeds. So we want to activate that. Okay, brilliant. Let's get this lined up now. People always say to me, why do I drive with the tines like this? Well, firstly, it's a safety thing in the real world. It was when I was going for a ticket, especially driving around areas or roads, because I worked in an events ground where there was a lot of public roads as well as the roads that we used. So firstly, it's a safety thing. Secondly, when you got them stuck out like that and you're trying to reverse around, you're not bashing into walls and other things. You know, you're just taking off some of the length that you're actually moving around. I could just take them off. Yes, I didn't today. I didn't take them all off. But what we're doing is we want the little eye to pop up on our screen down the bottom here. There it is right there. No. There it is there. Now, hopefully this is going to work. And it is! Huzzah! Hopefully we don't get any spillages though. If we do, we'll just have to get a bucket. But that pours into there, and it pours out the top over there, as you can see. Right, pours out up over here. How good. How bloody good. And then in here, we'll see now that we've got the spring wheat going in. We've got to put the limestone in yet, but as soon as we do that, we'll start producing the snail feeds. So why don't we... It looks like it's got a lot to pick up. Right, it's just taken a little bit long for me, so I'm going to cancel that unloading right now. And we'll go back and unload this next little patch down here. The combine's still going, but I'm hoping that we can catch it before it just stops dead. Although it is on the wrong side, and it has just... Oh no, it is! It's on the right side! Good timing by us. So we'll just fill up this. We'll have to have a look if we can get there from here. Might need to rethink how we've got stuff lined up in here. Not sure if we can get over that pipe either. We're just sort of cutting through the pipes here. Can we put that down? Yeah, there we go. We sort of went through that pipe. I think what we should do is clear out the cultivators and the other items over there. What is it? Oh, the cedar. It's the cedar. I think it'll be easier coming in from the other side. That thing's still feeding out grain, by the way. Where are we going to put this stuff? Oh, well, actually, it can go up the back there. It can go right up hard against the back wall, I think. So I'll go ahead and put you here. We are going to need it fairly soon. We do have to be able to drive through there still, Ham. We can go there. Gosh, we're playing bloody musical equipment already. This thing I might just park down beside the cookhouse. Seems like a good enough spot for the moment. As long as we leave it sort of hanging out there, we can see what's going on with it. Right, is that thing still pouring out grain? But either way, we should be starting to produce, or we should be starting to make that snail feed, which is all we want to do today. We just want to get the ball rolling. Now you'll see one come off the top because it's sitting loose. Yeah, like that. And the other one, we're just going to have to let it rest on here and back it out like that. Cool. And that's still pouring out that grain. So there's going to be a lot of grain to issue. I'm just wondering now, we fill up this. Maybe we need to start just putting it in the silo. Let's go ahead here and see if we can pick up some more from our combine down here. And in fact, after we do this load, and I'll just see if we can tip it into the silo. In fact, you know what? I think because of that, you're done for the day, Champignon. Let's do another time lapse here, and let's really crank into this field now and get it done. 97% done. Last strip here. It is almost 6 p.m. and we do have the other field to go, just FYI. Although we just got a little bit stuck there. Come on, old girl. She's doing well, the old girl. She's struggling along. Oh, we're full. Okay. Let's go ahead and just pop out the old boom. What I was going to say is there is a silo here. I'll show you how to use it because you might do what I did the first time if you don't realize to get out and check. But if you did what I did the first time, you'll be scratching your head going, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And I'll just show you. But basically, we'll tip as much as we can into our conveyor system. I don't know whether or not it's still going, if we'll get much more in it, but we do have a silo there. It is attached to the kitchen, and we'll throw all this extra stuff in there shortly. Let's get out and just finish this field first. Okay, cool. Groovy bananas. Oof. Yeah, she's definitely seen better days, the interior as well. I swear it was a lot cleaner before we got in this today. Oh, man. It's done some hard work. It has done some hard yakka. Right, the header can come up. We'll drive around here because we're going to be picking up a lot of the straw with our baler. Hopefully not, except barring this combine harvester, hopefully most of the vehicles aren't too bad. This thing's literally DOA. You can just squeeze up through here, I think, would be really, really nice. Now we'll have to swing around this side and put this back on. Oh, no, actually... Well, this is going to have to go up here. So, you think maybe we can put that trailer in a better spot? Just put it back here. We can always get it back out. Just there's enough, I think. Oh, man, it takes forever to unhook. Alright, this is going to have to go up here. So, what we'll do is we'll just park you over on this grass spot just here, I think. Put the header down. We'll just turn you off there for a moment. How is our... Right, this thing's still pouring out grain. There is 9.7 plus in there. Has this thing just stopped? Is it full? I think it's stopped. It's still going, okay. I think it still thinks there's grain there to put in. Right, okay. So with this thing, what we're going to do, we're going to tip all this into our silo. Like I said, I'll show you how it's done so you're not tearing your hair out going, it says there's a silo on the map. Just so you didn't do what I did. So I'll make it easy for myself. I'll back down into here. I'll pull into here and then I'll back it down. Before we back up any further, make sure you walk up and you lift the lid like you would in real life. There's 2 hinges there, right? 2 hinges and a handle. That's, if you're wondering why you can't empty your goods, that'll be why. And we can go ahead and voila, tip the rest of that in there and we'll get it as we need it because you can see the dump pipe overhead. Good, and now that's going to be ready for our next step up in here. You know, the more I think about it, if we end up getting some lettuce and so forth in the next couple of months, I think maybe we have a crack at making ourselves some cooked snails to sell. I really think we do. I really want to get off this. I want to get rolling on this server. Oh, not on this server, but on this map. In this town. I don't know about garlic, but getting a second greenhouse up is going to be conducive to our abilities, I think, to get some product done and dusted. But that's it for me for today. Thanks for hanging out for our first episode back in Farming Sim, our first episode back into Méchet, our Rags to Riches series. And I hope you've enjoyed today, and I'll be back with plenty more for your liking very, very soon. That's it. Stay safe, stay glued to your screen, and please leave a like if you haven't already, and subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest content. I'll be back very soon. Get out of here.